I just don't see how you're really going to overcome that. This has to be a lane swap. I'm just going to flat out say it. DRX need to swap lanes. If you walk in a lane with an Alistar against Renata Ashe, the game is over before you even touch a minion. So I hope they have that in their wheelhouse and ready to bring it out. Oh. And the buffed Jace, it got 5 extra base damage and 5% AD on the Q, which doesn't sound like much, but when you amp that with the gate and the fact it already does crazy damage, Jace buff feeling significant.
Yeah.
And
okay, yeah, well, they're all up here. He is going to have to take Acceleration Gate early, but there is a cold flash. And Kingen is, I mean, he does have his flash available. Doesn't actually have to use it. That is, not sure about that one. Is Kyeahoo just moving underneath the turret here, dashing forward. There is, Kyeahoo's going to go down. The flash out, and Showmaker stays alive.
Your just auto attacks are so lackluster.
Yeah. Kellen moving on over here as Kingen getting underneath the turret. That is big. He just wants these minions. And now 3 members of DRX getting up here. There is the hammer back as Pleta is tanking this turret for a really long time. But he is going to survive. Teddy now in trouble. The ramp up of the turret damage is massive.
Actions which are so unfavorable. Now you should be finding a way to...
Owie. Owie.
That's the flash.
Owie. Big owie. That's a cancelled auto. There's the flash.
Yeah, I mean, you needed to switch back sooner. And this... Yeah, credit to Showmaker, but also Kyeahoo, you did not need to make this play. Goes for the kill. And you can see Q, double auto, gets the passive proc twice, and then he's just auto.
Yeah.
Auto. It's so slow if you don't get the kill.
What was that, is what he said.
감사합니다.
And he just said, thanks for saving my lane.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you look at this...
When it's into an Alistar, I'm not entirely sure. Kyeahoo is going to get discovered by Lucid. Will get permanently frosted as he looks to try and get over the wall. Even the Dragon getting upset with this Lucian as he does have to flash out. As really not psyched about how it's really resulted. As Arrow going to connect onto the level 4 Alistar, who's going to get lit on fire. Does have to flash away.
Yep. And the XP disadvantage.
Oh, okay, we're looking for the Emperor's Divide. There's the flash, and the Arctic Assault is beautiful. There's that mid-jungle synergy for D+. And that is going to be the 2nd kill for Showmaker. Oh dear, more plates going down. Teddy getting torn to shreds as Kellen
play this defensive cover angle.
Well, Kellen actually having a really good time as there's a flash out from Frog. Or a flash.
Already feels rough. Arrow coming in. This is aiming for Kyeahoo.
All right, he is going to stop the back. Aiming just saying, no, you're not going home. You're in fact... I think Shock Blast could also be an answer to that as well. There is a lot of telegraphed arrival.
1,000 gold difference just in plates.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. Lucid going to come in. That is going to be the Rift Herald secured by DRX, but the hostile takeover kind of massive. Some teleports coming in, some Hex Gates being taken, and that is Kellen just by himself. Glacial Prison going to connect. The arrow is pretty good there as well, but Frog finds the Gnar. Kingen to the skies, and that's going to be the Azir locking down some kills, and now Aiming is just mowing them down. Teddy trying to cleanse and trying to find some of the moves, but he'll find a double kill and then go down, and Aiming finds himself a 3-0-2.
And DRX try to rush down the Dragon, and they are forced to pay for it. Kellen with a very bold play with the R flash here to keep DRX interested, and it works because they are fully commit on a Kellen who's in the pit.
Lucid just Hex-gating the Narnia for some reason as well. Was very fun.
Cutting them off, and then Pleta engages the Showmaker to stop Frog from dying before he can turn Mega, but he just dies, Frog just dies, Kyeahoo can't 1v2 Showmaker Aiming, and it kind of just feels like those two just walk up the fight, you know? Aiming Showmaker like, okay,
Live Esports and D+, and I think that it's relatively close as Kellen looking for Sponge here. There's definitely a lot of tape to take into account as well, and that is like one of them being that, okay, Arrow going to connect here as Showmaker finds the Emperor's Divide. The Twisted Advance is decent, but it doesn't really do enough. And now Frog is on the wrong side of this. Oh, actually, Nature's Grasp does end up killing Showmaker because he was underneath the turret, but Frog is also going to die. Pleta, okay, there is a culling to come through. That's a defensive ult from Lucid. And Twisted Advance does come on in. Lucid able to get himself over the wall. Hexgate was taken by Aiming.
Strategy.
Oh, we've got a little bit more of a fight here. Showmaker is just going to kill a tree. And Aiming, I don't think has the Secret Service with him this time around. Has to flash. I don't... not sure. Maybe when there were less dashes in the game.
Yeah.
As we do end up seeing it again. And it was Arrow into Handshake. Ash Renata, everyone.
I don't think any of...
But now it's just Arrow's...
Has Tower always been there?
I mean, I assume so. I don't think we've changed the map all that much. Is Handshake going to come on through? There's a Glacial Prison after the setup. Gorgeously done. Unbreakable Will is going to look to try and mitigate it.
Yeah, you know, Sponge is like, oh, the Hex Gates were running late, you know.
Yeah.
Couldn't get there in time. Sorry, boss.
Well, Lucid just boosting his way in. Nature's Grass does come down, but there's the hostile takeover. That gets rid of the tree, and Lucid still dashing forward. He's going to be gnawed back. There is the bailout, but it's just not going to happen in time. 1-for-1 trade in the end. Mapped a lot of the plays.
I think they've done both this game.
Yeah. And, oh god, Showmaker just does so much damage. He's built his Zhonya's now as well. He's an entire full item ahead of his counterpart. And sets up the acceleration gate. Yeah. Okay, Jace is still Jace, as it turns out.
Did they need to buff the Shock Blast damage?
Don't think so. I think Keen already showed us that you don't. I don't think so. And Glacial Prison going to connect onto Sponge. He's going to throw out his ulti as well. There's a little bit more. That's okay, in theory, but...
Yeah.
That's tower. Yeah, this is a great mega timing, as... never mind, he's going to auto... He's out. He's out. I'm just done. He's like, oh, don't worry, guys, I'll backdoor.
Guys, I have a place to be.
Arrow going to connect there. Oh god! The entire kitchen sink!
Happy
just birthday! The tree. What? They are arborists. That was a lot of tree removal.
Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah. Okay. They didn't quite need everything there, but that was the message was received. They get an ult out of Pleta here as well. He's going to flash for the Pulverize, looks for an option. Hostile takeover means that nothing's going to come of it. Aiming will secure that one. Shock Blast comes in. Showmaker wanting to get more done. But they are going to have to settle with just winning the game, I think. And Showmaker is just going to push them all the way to the back of the fountain. Frog turned back up again, but he still doesn't like the state of what's going on here, and still Aiming is just going to grab that kill. Flashes in. There's a whole lot going on, but I think the Nexus is still going to fall down. The Renata is going to die as well. That is another stray Shock Blast picking up a kill. And Lucid just Arctic assaulting around, and there's a sad B in the fountain to represent DRX's feelings for the series. 2-0 here for D+.